blurry again.
Yeah,
it's fine.
We don't need to see them.
It'll happen, but it'll pop like. Yes.
Justin will fix it in post.
Yeah. I was like,
he'll just replace you with whatever image he chooses.
So, yeah, the whole picture for Tanner will just be his 2D paint drawings.
God damn it.
All right, what else can I do?
You are even worse now. You look like your character in Minecraft.
He looks like he's one of those like people that they're interviewing in like a true crime like documentary or something. And he doesn't want his identity to be known.
Tanner looks
Do
like.
you want me to like leave and go reboot my internet just so it can like?
No.
Ho, 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 holy crap.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to a very festive episode of the Nothing to Play podcast. It's the last episode of the year, and it wouldn't feel right if I didn't have every guest, pretty much every guest, the usual boys on the podcast to, celebrate the last podcast of the year. We got some Secret Santa gifts to open at the end of the podcast, so, stick around to see that. This is in video format, whether you can see Tanner or not. He's currently in 140 pixels right now, so hopefully he'll come back with us. But to join me on this festive adventure, I have, in no particular order, I got your boy Maddie Martin.
Hi.
We got Bean Dip.
Totally my name.
That is totally his name. I got your boy Troy. And a man who, in his own time, has pissed on and decorated many Christmas trees, Tanner Coach.
Backstory?
Oh wow.
I also love that Troy just waved, which is very conducive to the podcast format.
Well, I'm back in 2010. I don't know what video calls are like.
I haven't caught up to that.
Well, I don't know. Troy's a pixel to me too.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. God, how old were we?
It was early
It
20s.
was very early 20s. We were like awful people. Like back then, we would just do really. We would just do
This
insane.
podcast breeds awful people.
Like this was our friendship with like this huge group of people. We were just really fucking awful to each other, like physically and verbally. Just like always try to one up who could be like the biggest dick, but also in a hilarious way. This wasn't exactly hilarious, but it was just kind of random. Essentially, there was this a bunch of our friends moved into an apartment together, and like it was like this couple who had a baby, and one of our best friends, Derek, and then this girl that was his roommate / became his girlfriend at the time, and then these two other people that worked at the same place as us. So there's like 6 people and a baby, all from like different families and different like pheromones, and the place just smelled horrendous like all the time. And anyways, there was some like a huge explosion of drama for various reasons, and like basically nobody was friends with anybody anymore, and like our boy was like there like stuck in this place for a while and he needed to get out. And so we were going to help him move out of this like atrocious, this atrociously smelly and terrible place. And I don't know I can't remember who started it and like what possessed us, but then like for whatever reason, as we were leaving the house because nobody else was there, we peed on the Christmas tree.
That was the TLDR, was
Yeah.
that Tanner and fucking Troy Heesh pissed on Chris and Lydia's Christmas tree.
Which is not me. I don't piss on Christmas trees.
Well, yeah, I
It's
said
something
Troy
I'm proud
Heesh.
of.
You
and-
didn't introduce my last name. They don't know that.
I mean, that's true.
Oh yeah, we had to establish it's not Troy on this podcast. He would never pee on a Christmas tree.
No, I only ran over a snowman once.
Arguably, most people.
I will also say that Justin used to pee on Derek, that guy who I was helping move out. He would get on top of his car and pee on his car.
Yeah, I thought you were saying pee on him.
You led that in pretty strong, making it seem like I pissed on Derek,
Right.
which I did not do.
Which, I mean, honestly might be better than peeing on his car.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I would be so pissed. I would be less pissed if
Justin
he pissed
would
on
get
me.
up on the hood and just whip his dick out and just pee all over his fucking car.
I mean, to be fair, while Derek was passed out drunk one time and I was heavily intoxicated, I did rip my own pubes out and sprinkle them on his face. But
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
oh god, the act of Justin literally pulling his own pubes out though was, ooh, god, that was
yeah,
something
Tanner did record the video of it, and you could hear it in real time as it
Ugh,
happened.
ugh.
I
And
don't think
Probably-
that's a video anybody needs.
It would probably be in the same resolution that Tanner's normally in.
That's true.
yeah,
And it's
Yeah.
probably available somewhere online.
yeah, dude. So I mean, with a lead-in as good as
Yeah.
that, you know, let's talk about
We're in
let's-
our 30s
you know,
now.
we-
We don't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm not nearly as wild and destructive as I used to be to my friends. So,
Only mildly.
yeah, I don't know. The most upsetting thing to me still is the fact that me and Troy had the exact same problem with our testicles, bonded over it, over cheap vodka, and then Troy went home, punched a light pole, broke his fucking hand, and did not remember our conversation at all.
No, I remember being told that this conversation happened, but yeah, I've had a lot of time in my 20s that just, to me, never happens. There's like years missing from my life, pretty much.
Yeah, it's hard for Brandon to remember his 20s because that was like 20 years ago.
Well, 20 was almost 20 years ago. Yeah.
Oh
Yes. Resident old guy.
But we love him for it. He brings such youthful knowledge to the group.
Mm-hmm.
What,
Yes,
what
something
what
like
is the agenda here?
This is the agenda. I mean, I led in very strong out the gate. I mean, Troy's face alone for like the last 20 minutes, finding out all the terrible shit we used to do
I'm like
in our 20s.
rethinking this friendship, like being
I
a
can't
part of
see
this
Troy's
podcast.
face.
Certainly.
Troy's a complete pixel to me. I just see a beard outline.
That's basically
Everybody else is
smiling.
HD, baby.
I don't understand. It's to me, I switched cameras to an HD camera. Like maybe I'm slightly pixelated on my screen, but like
Maybe it's the internet.
I have
It's
like
always the
legit.
internet.
I have like super badass internet. Like I have the single most expensive internet you could have because my work pays for it. So like, I don't know why that would be the case.
Daddy Bungie paying for the internet.
Yeah, pretty
They
much.
got that
and then
flexing that Destiny
Just
the
money.
thing is, and then the stuff works for Facebook, so they, Bungie pays for half of it, and then Facebook pays for the other half of it.
Justin, when he started the pod, was like, he screamed like basically into the microphone, and me and Troy both like jumped back out of place.
I'm sorry.
And,
I did. It's
I don't know. It was like you were engorging the microphone, like you were gonna eat it. You're like, welcome.
Fucking deep throating that thing.
I didn't mean to. It's because with all the videos, like I can't see the audio levels and the video levels at the same time, so I didn't realize how loud I was being.
It's okay. He'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much like Matt in any public place, I didn't realize how loud I was being.
That's absolutely true.
Oh man.
But yes, we got everybody on the podcast. I don't know, like we could talk about Hawkeye. Hawkeye. Oh, well, Troy's gone.
He doesn't want to talk about Hawkeye, apparently.
I do it. Mr. I have the second most expensive internet in Seattle fucking just dropped off the face of the earth. And he's back.
Just hits me as soon as you said everyone's in the podcast.
I know, and I was like, man, Mr. Most Expensive Internet in fucking Seattle,
Yeah,
and then
I
you
don't know
immediately
what is
dipped.
going on with my shit right
On the
now.
plus side, he's crystal clear now.
Oh,
Yeah,
I won't
you're
move.
like
I won't
1080p
move too
now.
fast then.
Yeah, you look.
Yeah.
Oh,
Apparently Tanner needs to do that too.
Move too fast. That Sonic 2 trailer, just got him going fast.
I'm all down for see Idris Elba Knuckles.
I mean, yeah. That's the selling point, isn't it?
Is he really voicing Knuckles?
Yeah, there was this trailer. Oh yeah, you don't watch trailers.
I don't like go out of my way to avoid most trailers unless it's certain things like Star Wars or Matrix or whatever. I like specifically avoid it, but other ones like I didn't get around to seeing it.
Brandon's watching the Game Awards and they're like, here's the new Sonic 2 trailer, and he puts the pot over his head with the spoon and is just banging it so he can't see or hear the trailer.
Dude, I've never watched any Game Awards. I never have. I don't know what it is, but like I don't relate to a lot of gamers. I don't relate to like what pop culture says gamers are.
That's probably a good thing.
So
well, yeah,
I just don't get into it.
It's a shame you missed it because Crystal Catacombs won best
best jumping
platformer. Yeah,
of course it did.
Yeah, and because you weren't there to accept the award, Max went up on stage, pissed on Jeff Keighley, and then spit on the floor and left.
Yep, that makes sense.
And then rode his bike off stage into the crowd.
But to give some context, Max was the less than good person that we made Crystal Catacombs with, and he was a huge dick bag.
Hey, careful, he might listen to the podcast.
He's the fourth audience member that listens on.
Yeah, right.
I mean, as far as I know, he's fallen off the map after Crystal Catacombs was not great.
Yeah.
But I thought the Game Awards was pretty good. Like, I mean, it wasn't great. There was like maybe like 2 trailers that I actually enjoyed, and then the rest was just anime bullshit and space games.
I mean, I still haven't caught up on all the game trailers that are there. I mean, I know Troy, you watched all of it, right?
No, so I don't watch award shows in general. I'm like 90% sure award shows themselves are fake. That's my tinfoil hat conspiracy, that they're just whoever pays the most so that they can have a tat line put onto their movie poster, or in this case, like now Returnal, it's come out with more commercials and be like best action game, without an easy mode or save points. So I didn't watch it, and I didn't know it was gonna be like basically E3. Like I didn't know they were dropping 37 game trailers.
Awards is a really light term because there was very few awards in that ceremony.
Yeah, well, I didn't go into it thinking that it was I didn't watch it as I went into it thinking it was an award show, and then you guys are talking about it. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I go on Twitter, and there's like just tons of new trailers. So I watched what I think is most of the trailers, but I didn't watch Jeff Healy on Zoom Hall.
Yeah, to be fair, it wasn't so much an awards show as it was an Imagine Dragons concert with some game trailers sprinkled throughout.
So it's E3.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds more like E3 where they're just using it as an excuse to announce new stuff.
Yeah, except Forza didn't like drive a car out on stage.
I just got so bored, like about 2/3 of the way through, because it's like it's a game show, but I bitch about this for all E3 and stuff too. It's just like 2 hours worth of trailers, whatever, not a lick of gameplay footage in any of the like. It's just all cinematics, and it's like I want to see how the fucking game plays. Like they're all pretty. Like in this day and age, every game looks gorgeous. So like, okay, cool, you have a nice looking like cinematic teaser or whatever, but I want to see what the fucking game is. I think Suicide Squad was the only one that I saw that had actual.
I did watch that,
trailer.
and for the first time ever, I'm like, all right, maybe I'll buy this game because they showed gameplay footage.
Like, I wasn't sure what was going on with the Flash in that trailer. I'm like, is he possessed?
Yeah, that's like the premise, is that Brainiac has taken over the Justice League, and so only bad guys can save the day.
Interesting.
Warner Brothers has had such a hard-on for Suicide Squad the last like 15 years.
I don't understand it. Like it does. And that game, they've been working on that game for basically since the first Suicide Squad movie. That's when they started
animated movies, 2 live-action movies. Like are getting like a spin-off show and cartoons and stuff.
They want that Guardians.
They want
money.
that Harley money.
That.
Mhm,
Yeah, very much.
Harley Quinn the movie part 4.
And then speaking of other Christmas stuff, I was like, we've all been watching Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And Hawkeye's been pretty great. There's only 2 episodes left, unfortunately, but yeah, Hawkeye. I know he really needs to work on his branding, but yeah,
So-
I thought, are we gonna see Kingpin in the last
No,
episode?
he's gonna be Ralph Boner too.
Was that not a tease for Kingpin? The guy whose hand comes into the
According to
frame
Twitter,
when
it
the,
is.
the deaf girl's little.
Well-
That was the first thing I thought. And I think you guys know, like, I don't pay attention to all these like rumors and stuff that you guys do. Like, you guys are way more tapped into this than I am. I get my news from you guys when it comes to like comic book stuff. But,
Brandon's off the grid.
Yeah, I'm off the grid with this stuff. Well, I have no idea because I never read the comics, so like I don't pick up on a lot of these things, and I don't go out of my way to like look at like rumor mill stuff. But just like as like, you know, that person watching that episode, that was literally the first thing I thought when that person's like hand came into the frame. I was like, could that be Kingpin? They're doing like street level stuff. This is New York. Like, that could be Kingpin. And then the name of the auto shop was like Fat Man, like auto repairs, whatever. I was like, huh.
And they are saying that there's someone higher up.
I mean, referring to like the big guy, you know.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're heavily hinting to it, but they could very easily be like, "No, just kidding, bitches."
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's going to be another Ralph Boner. Like,
I was going to say, I
think-
mean, that's impressive to me that's what what Brandon's conclusion was, because that's also what the internet thought. But me, when I watched it, I'm like, I didn't even fucking notice that guy. Like, it was just like a throwaway. It was like 3 seconds, so like I didn't think anything of it.
Well, it's like any time that they show a part of somebody, like a person's body, like on the screen, but you don't see the rest of them, I'm like, well, they're teasing us because that's someone.
Or
important,
it's because
you know?
they're so useless they don't need to be on the screen. It goes either way.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
I was like, and then, you know, it's gonna turn out to be the Kingpin from Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Well, he's
dead.
Yeah. And he was black.
Well, that's the twist.
They're gonna
Yeah,
CGI
I know.
him.
Yeah, that's
They're
why
bringing
no
him
one's
back
gonna
to
see
life.
it coming. They're like, I swear to God, the hand was white, and then they're gonna
He's
show
gonna
it's like
be
with
CG'd. He's gonna be CG'd like the dead actors from the Star
Oh,
Wars
man.
movies.
yeah. And then Bullseye's gonna kick in the door, and he's like, I never miss.
It's like Pegwood.
Good.
But yeah, Hawkeye's been
But-
great.
So I feel like I need somebody to try to like talk me up on Hawkeye and tell me why it's so great, because like I'm watching it, it's fine. I don't hate it whatsoever. I just think it's the weakest of the Marvel TV shows so far.
Did you
Like,
watch
I don't
Falcon and
know.
Winter
It's
I
Soldier?
really
Hot take.
do.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier had great fights.
Did it?
It had a lot of comedy.
it?
It had a lot of charm. Yes. Oh yeah. I think the fight choreography in that show was some of the best that Marvel's done in a while.
I think the writing in Daredevil. I mean, not.
Daredevil. The writing in
We've
Daredevil
just been
was
talking
okay,
about
yeah.
Kingpin for so long. The writing in Hawkeye has like been some of the best writing for the Marvel
No,
stuff.
I don't.
So,
I
wait,
disagree.
for me, as
I just think it's been okay.
for me,
you know?
aside from like, you know, just being like, oh, the fights are good and I love the characters, you know, vague general stuff. For me, what I appreciate this show has done that none of the other shows has done is like, it's just one story. Like, it's just one thing's happening. It's very easy to follow. It's very easy to understand. Whereas like, my biggest problem with Falcon and Winter Soldier was like there were 13 different stories going on, and I wasn't sure how they connected. And like that was Wanda and Loki's jam was to be confusing, so that's not like a diss to them.
Mhm.
But like Hawkeye is the only story where there's nothing crazy. Like these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. Like you're just following the fun adventure, and that's why I think I like it so much.
Yeah, I think
I'm not really. I'm actually not completely following it because I'm not really understanding why Clint is still there trying to deal with that suit. Like, let it go. I don't understand why he let his family go and they're getting ready for Christmas and everything. He could just go there. Like, he doesn't need to be here and do anything. I don't know. I'm a little lost. I was completely confused as to why he basically turned himself into the tracksuit guys. Like, I don't understand why they even knew he was there, how they knew to come for him, how they don't
'Cause I think
figure that
he
he's
feels
Ronin if
guilty.
he's so involved with all this. I don't know. I just something about that just didn't connect to me.
The reason why he's trying to get the suit and the sword and all of that is he's trying to clear that away because that's a guilty part of his past. He's done bad things.
But nobody knows it's him.
Yeah.
Nobody
I
knows
think
it's
it's-
him.
but-
So
but
the more he gets involved, the more likely people are going to figure it out.
I think it's more.
Kate knows
yeah,
it's
I think
him.
it's obviously, yeah, but I think it's that Hate is now in trouble because she put on the suit, and so he feels like.
But he doesn't seem like he really gives a shit.
Well, I
about
mean,
her.
that's the good thing about him. He's a piece of shit. But
Right.
he's going on pissing on Christmas trees and stuff. But he's still a superhero. He's still an Avenger. He still saves lives, and her life obviously needs to be saved. And so he's being a superhero.
She's gotten mixed up into something that is really, really bad if he just let it play out. And he probably feels guilty in some regard that burden has kind of been put on her in some sort of way.
Maybe it's hard to say because he really doesn't like convey a lot of what he's thinking. He's kind of like a dull character to focus much of the show on, in my opinion. Like I just don't think he's that interesting as like a leading character.
But I think that's why it's
Honestly-
great because Kate is such a good character.
Yeah, I think Hate's
And-
the leading character.
Yeah.
Like I figure it's more like, to me, she's
okay.
Batman and he's like Alfred.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that's
think it's
how I
gonna
kind
be
of
like
related
a
to it, yeah.
passing of the baton type thing, where like maybe like Jeremy
Of
Renner's
course.
like on his way out, and now they can have her.
I just don't think she's that interesting
I don't-
either.
Mm.
I don't know about you, Brandon. Like,
Okay.
you got
But
some
I don't know.
really
The
hot
show's just
takes.
not hitting the mark for me.
The reason I like it is because it's fun, and unlike 90% of the other Marvel stuff, like it's pretty close to like the comic book material that it's like basing off of, and it's taking that like fun of that comic book run and like translating it into a show. Like
And
I
just
like
to-
the fact that the tracksuits are like retarded and they
Bro.
call each other bro and stuff, and that's like what they do in
Yeah,
the
It's the
comic.
Ronin, bro.
They're kind of funny. I was laughing a little bit about them, but
I don't know.
It's just like saying that this show isn't as good as is worse than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And don't get me wrong, I like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's just it is a mess. Like whatever happened during COVID and whatever happened and they needed to reshoot, it made that whole show and like the coherent like plot of the actual show a fucking mess.
I didn't think so.
I think also with Hawkeye is they have a lot of style. Like they've done some really cool, like filmy things. Like in episode 3, that like 20-minute action sequence, like in the car,
The car
and
chase
it's just
thing.
like
Yeah,
and
that was
it's
really
shot
good.
as
Oh,
it's shot as a oneer, so it looks like it's just
Yeah,
one take,
turning
it's like
around
one
and
take
everything.
for like 10 fucking minutes. and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That was
Well-
really cool. I do agree with that.
Well,
Yeah, I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say, like, yes. To me, episode 3 so far has been the peak of Hawkeye, and I'm hoping, and it's like 4 like ended pretty cool and stuff. So I'm kind of hoping like they're gonna finish strong with 5 and 6.
I'm legit interested in Blonde Widow and Hey Bishop like humming friends, and like as obviously she's gonna take up the mantle as Black Widow, Hate's gonna take up the mantle as Hawkeye, and like in future Avengers properties, I would like to see them be best friends the same way that Clint and Natasha
yeah.
were best friends, but their dynamic is so much more like I would almost say like cartoony or exaggerated. So I'm like really interested to see them like in future properties like riff on each other and stuff.
That'd be cool.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I've
then-
said it before. I think Yelena is a much more interesting character than Nat
Yeah,
is. So
definitely.
And then like 6 years down the road, they need to get the Soul Stone again, and Kate's like, "I'm paying it forward," and then lets go of Blonde Widow's hand and dies.
Yes.
But in addition to Hawkeye, I was like, I don't know how to share it. So last year I wanted to do Christmas movie rankings, and
man,
everyone
I really wish you would have thought out how to share it.
Well, do you
Huh?
have the link?
well,
Put it in the message or something.
that is what I'm doing. I am grabbing the link, and I will.
Matt has something to say.
Yeah.
By
By the
Matt-
way,
Oh.
we're less than a week away from No Way Home.
Oh man, yeah.
We should take a tally. We should take a vote. Like, are we seeing other Spideys or no?
What? Sorry, I looked at the list. The rankings he has. I don't think we can share this. I think you need to change
Yes.
it. You're gonna get some
What?
racist stuff.
No, so yeah, we got ho ho ho, and then you just got ho
You're gonna get all
ho.
those hoarding fans.
But yes, the bottom list is Kwanzaa, and that's not a slight against Kwanzaa. It's just
means
that
it
was
doesn't belong in Christmas.
yes, it's the least furthest thing from Christmas. I mean, Troy, we started this with pissing on Christmas trees, all right?
Sure, but see, the thing is,
just-
it's popular and it's fine to shit on Christmas or Christianity, but like the moment you start, like if you made that Hanukkah, oh boy, like I'm just saying.
Well, see, I wouldn't dare make it Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Why can't you just change the last one to pissing on Christmas trees?
I
It's gonna be
mean,
on brand at that point.
that is a real thing that could happen. So, except you would have to refresh the list, but Christmas tree piss. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, here I'll just tell you all the movies on here. We got Catch Me If You Can, Die Hard, Edward Scissorhands, Ghostbusters 2, Rocky 4, Nightmare Before Christmas, the first Harry Potter movie, Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Batman. Was that first?
Batman Returns.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Returns, Gremlins, Home Alone, Iron Man 3, Jack Frost, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Shazam.
Not to be confused with the porno version of Jack Frost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not the.
Out of all
But,
the movies
I mean,
you were gonna say after the porno
It's
version,
not too late. It's not too late. We could throw the porno version on.
I love it too.
Yeah, it's called Jack Thrust.
I love it too because like
No, I think it's the same.
Brandon
name.
was asking about the list yesterday, and Justin was like, "Yeah, it's just Christmas movies, man. It's just straight up Christmas movies." And these are like
Right. Some of these, I'm like,
most
well,
of
what?
these
How
are
is this
very
Christmas?
They all
unconventional
take
Christmas
place.
movies.
I would
a lot
prefer
of them
this than
involve. Yes. After the complaints about the previous Christmas list, me and Matt painstakingly went through and picked out movies that happen to have Christmas in them.
I think it's a
With the
decent
exception
list.
of Jack Frost.
I think it's a
which is
decent
Christmas.
list. To be
Thank you.
honest.
So are we rating these on how good the movie is or how Christmassy the movie is?
That's solid. That's solid.
That's a good question.
If it's how Christmassy
I
they are,
mean,
they're all going to be in the bottom tiers.
They're all Kwanzaa movies.
Even Jack Frost.
I mean, they all, because yes, you can't hold them to like necessarily being a Christmas movie because then like Jack Frost is going to end up the not porno version of Jack Frost. Is gonna end up
I
being the
honestly,
first
I think
movie.
I disagree with this. Like you have the Nightmare. Okay, we get into it, but I think that there are some movies here that are inherently Christmas movies. And this is actually the debate. The Die Hard debate is a movie a Christmas movie just because it has Christmas in it, or does the plot of the movie only exist because of Christmas? And I think that this actually is a good format to go with.
Okay, but are we going off of quality?
If the setting is Christmas, does it count as a Christmas movie?
But are we going off of quality or how Christmassy it is?
How Christmassy.
Or enjoyable.
I like that. Oh, we could do that too. Yeah. Do you watch it for
I mean-
Christmas?
Yeah, we can also go like if because I know like like obviously Tanner's gonna think very highly of the first Harry Potter movie over say Alvin and the Chipmunks, so
Well, I don't-
personal opinion will come into play
Yeah, I
here.
think-
When
I know
so.
nothing about the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, so
I know it's bad, and
Let's
that's
just
all you
wing
need to
it
know.
and like I mean it has to
I'm
be
all
a
for hot takes.
it's a democratic choice, so let's go for it.
all right. So let's go, Justin. Where are we going?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna start in alphabetical order. So we're gonna start with Catch Me If You Can.
I'm very, very pleased that you have this on here.
Wouldn't Alvin and the Chipmunks be first if we're going alphabetical order?
No, it's off of the tier maker list, which is Catch Me If You Can, Brandon, which is
this
because of the
not
name
in
of the file.
alphabetical order at all, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Chipmunk is
Not at all.
CH.
But it's
Yeah, okay.
and also you have Batman here, which is a B.
Okay, but BA, and then you got Ghostbusters, which ghosts are eternal, so it comes
Oh,
before
Jesus.
Batman.
All right, fine, whatever.
Justin, why don't you just say left to right?
Yeah, why did you have
Yeah,
to say
we're just
alphabetical
going in order on the. You know what? We're going in order on the list for the tier maker. So we're going with Catch Me If You Can, which is, in my opinion, I actually really enjoy Catch Me If You
I
Can.
love
it's
this
a fun
movie, and I do watch it for Christmas. I consider it a Christmas movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen this
What,
movie.
dude? It's
I know.
to me, and like it's hard to say this because it's Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio, but it is. I would put it in either of these characters like top tens, or either of these actors top 10 movies. Like it's a great movie.
I would even say it's
And it's based on a true story.
based on a true story. I would even go as far as to say it's top 10 or possibly top 5 Steven Spielberg movies. I love this movie, and he's made a lot of great ones, but and this one's a lot smaller in comparison to a lot of his other movies, but I fucking love this movie. It's so good.
So Brandon?
I really liked it. I've only seen it once, and I honestly don't remember anything about Christmas.
Yeah, I'm in the
from
same
movie,
category.
but-
It's a great movie. I don't think it's a Christmas movie. Like, is there a scene where
There's several, because every time that Tom Hanks's character catches him, it's on Christmas. They always cross paths on Christmas, and in the years that he's not on his tail and finding him, he calls him to taunt him on Christmas, and then
and then at the end of the movie, he shows up at his old house or whatever, and he's looking through the window on the outside on Christmas.
he gets her
Okay, so what's the Christmas theme here?
family. He's always
yeah,
trying to catch
I would
his
give it-
dad's
I'm gonna
love.
go with a ho ho on for me. My vote
Yeah,
is
I
ho
would.
ho.
I would put it. I would also vote to put it in ho ho.
I'm fine
Also,
with that.
Tanner is a frozen image now for me. I don't know if he is for you guys.
No, he's
It's
still
not.
moving. He's still moving.
It's
Which means you're gonna die.
Oh
soon.
no, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
right.
freeze.
no.
In 5
Troy's
days, you're gonna see
been
the ring.
really fuzzy for me the whole time. But
7 days.
I mean, for me, it's a ho ho ho. But I'm totally fine with a ho ho. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I would be happy with it in ho 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 or ho ho, but I feel the general consensus is just going to be ho ho.
All right, I accept that.
And you know, there's debate too that once the list is
Yeah.
done, like if
Yeah, we can always
once
move
everything's
things
on the
around, yeah.
board to move it around. So,
do we-
no, go
Go.
ahead.
I was
You
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
do we want to tackle some of these easy ones?
No, let's go in the alphabetical order.
Yeah,
left to
we're
right.
going in. Yeah, if you want to jump around, and it's gonna fuck
The
up
horizontal
entire-
alphabet order.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck up the feng shui of the list. I was like,
All right,
next
Die
up,
Hard.
yeah, next up, Die Hard.
All-time classic.
Bruce Willis.
I watch.
Everyone,
Also only seen it
I
once.
watch Die Hard every single year for Christmas.
Yeah, I do too. Actually, I would put it in ho ho ho.
I would as well.
that's
You
what I
have
figured.
to.
That's
It's
why
the line
I
from
figured
the
Catch
movie.
Me If You Can.
Yeah,
I know, right? Yeah.
That's why I figured Catch Me If You Can could be ho ho, because I immediately knew Die Hard was gonna be ho ho ho.
I don't think it's debatable.
Like,
I
it's-
actually finally saw the first Die Hard for the first time about 2 years ago because my wife finally made me watch it, and she made me watch it on Christmas too because she's always considered a Christmas movie too. And I was like, and it's funny because I've always heard the debate, people going back and forth on whether it's a Christmas movie or not, and I was like, how could this be a Christmas movie from anything that I knew about it? And so I watched it and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is a Christmas movie. There's Christmas all over the place. Christmas threw up all over
it's
this
not
movie.
just that. Like
So-
and that was the thing. It's not just that. Oh, it's a movie that happens during Christmas.
Right.
The entire plot of the movie happens because it's Christmas. It would not have.
Yeah, he's trying to get to his wife, like to spend time with her on Christmas,
the
right?
hosts were
To, like,
there
catch
was
things up.
because it was Christmas time, less security. The only reason that all the people were there was
Yeah.
because of the Christmas party. Like the plot of the movie
Yeah.
wouldn't have happened any other way.
It hinges.
Yeah,
it hinges
exactly.
around
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I still get like the arguments against for like, you know, if a movie needs to, you know, imbue the spirit of Christmas and stuff like that. Like, there's an argument there.
The argument is that Christmas is family, and John McClane will
Yes.
kill for his family.
This is true. But yeah, I say ho ho ho. I thought it was a phenomenal movie, and yeah, I like the ties to Christmas in it.
All right, so ho 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 for Die Hard, and then keeping up with the Christmas fun is Edward Scissorhands.
This one I don't remember the Christmas aspects for.
Did that? Yeah, it's
Well,
winter, but was it
because-
Christmas?
Yeah, well, he was decorating the tree, and that's when like the one daughter like grabbed his like fucking junk and shit, and was like, "I want to jump your bones," and he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, there is like Christmas does take place, but I feel like it's not a movie that happens during
Isn't it
Christmas.
like mostly a
Like,
summertime
yeah,
thing in
as
the
he's, like,
movie? Because they're in
chopping
the
up hedges and
suburbia,
stuff.
and he's
Yeah.
doing all the gardens and shit. But
I think it begins and ends with the winter, right? But it's
Yeah.
it takes
Alright,
place
well,
during the middle.
I abstain.
So
I
an
abstained
F?
from this vote. It's a great movie. I don't recall the Christmas aspects of it. It's
I'm
been
gonna
a
say
while.
Kwanzaa for me, because it's not
Well,
Christmas.
Well, remember, Kwanzaa's been changed to Christmas tree piss
Oh.
so that we can.
Oh, all right, let me change it on mine.
Yeah. So remember that, because now, since apparently I'm just the cold-hearted fuck that was making fun of Kwanzaa, and so we're
Justin
gonna
doesn't want to get
keep
canceled.
it nice. Yeah. So I don't want to
mean,
go
if
on
anything,
Twitter.
That's gonna get him more views because that crowd
Exactly.
has strong opinions.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
I mean, someone
so-
just has to sound clip Justin saying Christmas Kwanzaa got changed to Christmas tree pits.
Yeah, that's not much better.
Well, so if you're following along at home in your tier maker list, if it still says Kwanzaa, you can leave it at Kwanzaa. If you feel like you have some loyalty to Kwanzaa, you can change it to Christmas
if
tree
you
piss.
feel you have some loyalty to Kwanzaa, not that you celebrate it according to your culture or religion.
Oh my god.
Oh, it
Moving
just gets
on.
better. It just gets better. Is that? Well, no, we're not moving on because we haven't determined where Edward Scissorhands is going.
Eh?
I mean, so Matt's an Troy's Christmas tree piss. I mean, I was down to put it in Ho, but apparently,
I mean, if I'm
I
judging
still
it on
think it's
the
a good
quality of
movie.
the film, I'd probably put it higher up. But in regards to is it a Christmas movie? No. So I think it gets negative points there. So this isn't a drag on the movie itself, but I'd agree with
So-
Matt and put it in eh. Just because it's
So
like
we are
very
heavily
light.
weighting these
Christmas.
based on the Christmas.
No, I think it's
element
a
then,
factor.
right?
We are, yeah,
I
we're
think it's a
definitely-
factor. Like I don't think it's like
Yeah.
the top factor, but I think you do apply points positively or negatively depending on how related to the subject matter is. I'd say.
So it sounds like it's an overall, right?
yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Is everyone's kind of just
I would
with
put it in the
eh.
middle. I would put it at Ho because I think it's a phenomenal movie. But yeah, the Christmas aspect is probably kind
Now
of
watch.
weak.
I'm gonna go watch it later and be like, God damn it, there's a lot of Christmas in here. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't watched this movie
Alright,
in
right.
such a long time.
It's been a long
I mean, we
time,
could be.
yeah.
So,
But so we'll put it in F for now, and then maybe
Alright.
there's potential for it to
Yeah.
get bumped up to Ho once the board gets a little more filled out.
I'm not looking at
So
the tier
Ghostbusters,
because
too.
I don't want to fuck with shit. So
Is that Ghostbusters 1 or
It's
2? Oh,
Ghostbusters-
that's
that's
2.
That is
Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2, which
I
does
will
take
need to
place during
abstain.
Christmas.
Which I don't remember as well as
I
the
don't
first
remember
one.
the second
Uh,
one that well either. I don't remember how Christmassy it is.
It takes place during Christmas, and there are as I watched it a few years ago. Actually,
I remember a lot
watched
of the
first
plot.
two,
Yeah.
and honestly, I don't think either are good movies. Like I know that I know
Either of them?
And as soon as I said that, I know that people hate that opinion. But I watched them recently, and like removing fan favoritism or love for like Bill Murray or anything like.
Or the Stay Puft Marshmallow.
Yeah,
Man.
but that's like nostalgia stuff. Like I really don't think that.
Yo,
they're,
it's still
I
fucking
really
awesome.
don't think that they're good movies. And I think 2 is
Well,
far worse than the first one.
I'll go watch both of them for the first time and let you know.
Oh, you haven't seen either one?
I have never seen any of the Ghostbusters.
Oh, man. You gotta watch
Also,
the
I
first
thought
one.
Afterlife was decent too. Like it wasn't.
I liked Afterlife.
It was
a lot.
like not very funny, but I thought it was a well-made movie.
thought it was
and
really
I thought
funny.
it was a good continuation of the story. Anyway, we're getting off topic here.
I thought it was really funny. I thought the girl was hilarious.
Ghostbusters 2 is probably an eh for me. It's not a it's not a
but
well-regarded
it takes place
sequel.
during. But isn't Christmas
Yeah,
there?
so here's the thing: Christmas happens in the movie, but I don't think that like it had to be Christmas for
No.
the whole like painting thing. Doesn't like it's not like the only reason the painting's there is for some Christmas show, and
But also in
Like,
general,
all
it's
stuff,
just
yeah.
not a very good movie.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not very memorable
Yeah.
for me.
It's a hoe.
Other
it's
than
not
it
Christmas.
featured the Nintendo NES Advantage controller.
I'm gonna go with Kwanzaa for me.
But it takes place during
And
Christmas.
Kwanzaa.
There's Christmas.
It takes place during Kwanzaa too, technically.
I don't.
You're right. You're right.
I don't think it's that bad, but I do think it's like a pretty forgettable film. And
Yeah, I'm fine with either of the bottom two. So
All right,
it's-
let's put it in Christmas tree piss for right now. Since, especially since Matt hasn't even seen the movie, that's immediately like a knock. Like
I'm
on
gonna
it
start
going
taking
towards the
notes
bottom.
on movies you didn't include in
Oh.
this list, and
Wait till you get to all
Yeah,
the ones I
towards the
haven't
end,
seen.
there's
Yeah.
some that I definitely want to throw in this list.
Yeah, so to be fair too, like one of my favorite Christmas movies is the Grumpy Cat Christmas movie because of how fucking insane that movie is.
I
But
never saw
I'm
it.
probably the only one that has actually
I
seen
Isn't
didn't
that a
even know
Hallmark
there was
movie?
such a
That is.
thing.
Isn't that a Hallmark movie?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is a girl like psychically communicates with Grumpy Cat.
The one from the memes?
Yeah, the one
and-
from
Cats
the
that had
in-
Down syndrome and their owners exploited. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Did he?
in the
didn't
movie
know that.
itself, there is a commercial for grumpycat.com in the fucking movie. It's like 40 seconds long of them like pushing merch in their own movie. It's fucking hilarious. It is insane.
Sounds like a disaster.
It was great. Speaking of disasters, so we got Rocky 4.
Dude, Rocky
Is
4 is
next
fucking
on the list.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it
What
at
are you talking about?
oh man. Actually, I don't.
I haven't
remember
watched
Christmas,
Rocky
though.
4 in like 15 years.
I don't remember Christmas
What
in it either.
Christmas is involved in that?
Him during his like training montage thing, like outside
In a
the house, like
montage.
chopping wood, like in the snow and stuff, and
In
Well,
one of
It's-
the three
it's in the
montages.
it's in the snow because he goes like doesn't he go to Russia?
He goes up,
to
like goes
train?
up in the mountains.
In the mountains.
to train
Yeah.
and be like.
yeah, he's like
So
I don't
snow
remember
it
being
in the woods.
during
equals Christmas now.
Yeah, it
This
is.
I
fucking,
mean, that's when it
this
snows.
elitist fucking white privilege tier list.
I was gonna say, haven't you paid attention to how the stores treat the holidays? Yeah, absolutely. Whenever it snows, it's Christmas.
Yeah,
right. Or in Arizona, it doesn't even have to be snowing.
yeah. As soon as Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You"
Oh
starts
my
playing,
God.
it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Rocky 4 as a movie, ho ho ho, because it's amazing. But I
As
don't
a
know
Christmas
about the
movie.
I'm gonna put it at for me. As
I
don't
would put
think
it
it's
also at A.
during. I don't even remember like any Christmas trees in that movie.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean it's
See, now you're gonna have to go back and watch.
it's another
it
one
and
for me
double
where it's like
check.
it's a good movie, but I don't think it meets the criteria.
It's got
So I'll
just as
put
much
it-
Christmas as
I'll
Edwards
put it
and
at an
Rams.
A.
I mean,
for the
Ivan
same reason.
Drago looks at Rocky Balboa like he's a Christmas present that he wants to bust open, but that's about as far as I think I could go.
Well,
with it being a Christmas movie.
he busted Apollo like he was opening the box up on Christmas morning.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
All right,
Spoilers.
so
Yeah, he's
so
dead.
I guess we'll throw it.
All right, so
Oh,
I just
we'll throw
so I
it-
looked up a list of like why Rocky 4 is a Christmas movie, and one of them is it gives you the gift of freedom.
Okay, that alone makes me want to move it up from A to at least O.
What was
And
he?
it's pretty
that's
terrible.
pretty-
Like the reasons that they're saying is like finding
That's
out
amazing.
who's naughty and nice because basically Stallone serves as the film's Santa Claus, and Drago is naughty, so he deserves punishment. Whereas Paulie is a good little boy, and he gets the gift of a robot.
Oh my God.
He does get the gift of a robot.
Yeah,
Does it mention
Was
anything?
that for Christmas?
Does it mention anything about
I think it's his
snow
birthday.
being in the movie?
so yeah, apparently that is one is the festive setting, but another thing, the only actual like other than like just nonsense, the only actual reference is there is a Santa Claus in like one of the training montages. Even though it's supposed to take place, like the montage is supposed to take place in Russia, apparently like during it he runs across like a Santa that's standing outside of a business, and that's the only
Weird.
like actual reference to Christmas in the entire movie.
What's extra funny about this is that somebody has had this exact same conversation and has compiled a list about this particular movie,
Yeah.
and that's hilarious.
Dude, the list though seems like fucking Chris made it because that's like the biggest Chris argument of like it's a Christmas movie because freedom.
Yeah, like
Just
another
freedom.
point was like, well, it brings the family together, and like what? So I'm actually, it wasn't A for me. I'm putting it down to Kwanzaa.
Ooh, it actually got. See, I
Did it
thought.
upset you?
Yeah, I thought with those arguments it would actually move up a tier, not down a tier. But
I want to keep it at
I'm
all right, I think.
moving it down to Christmas Piss. After that list.
All right, so okay, so it kind of sounds like it's unanimous that we're gonna put it behind Ghostbusters 2 in Christmas tree
We
piss for
can
right
edit
now.
later.
because it's
Uh,
even less Christmas.
Yeah, if we have
Yeah.
a lot
By the
of
way,
Christmas
am I supposed to be able to
pisses-
see where you're moving these things? I can't
No.
see where you're putting any of them on my end.
Well, no, because you would have to manually be doing.
That's what
it
I've been
yourself
doing.
with
I've just
that.
manually put it.
Oh,
where
you have.
He's saying to put it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should have done that.
So we've got Die Hard at Ho Ho Ho, Catch Me If
Yes.
You Can at Ho Ho,
Mm-hmm.
Edward Scissorhands at
Yeah.
and then Ghostbusters 2 and Rocky 4 at
Okay.
Christmas Piss.
Okay, got it. I'll
Yes.
just keep up.
Yes. So that's that. If you're just now tuning in, that is
If you-
where
if
we're
you're playing
at.
at home.
If you
Yeah,
made it this
yeah,
far,
change
if
the
you're
radio
playing-
station to
Yeah.
this just now.
So now going into a movie that actually probably has some of the most Christmas in it out of any of them is
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas. It even has it in the title. Like you
Ho, ho,
can't
ho.
tell me
Yeah.
it's not.
and
it's
people
very
do
good.
like to
Yeah,
debate:
both,
is it
both.
a Halloween or a Christmas movie? I'd say it's both.
It's
It's
It
both.
is
both.
It's both. It's 100% both. I listened to the soundtrack or watched the movie at both holidays. Like
I watched
almost
the
every
movie
year.
at both holidays.
Yep.
Is it above Die Hard?
Yes,
though?
in my opinion,
Probably.
yes, it is.
Yes. Absolutely.
If it has
Alright, that was
singing,
easy.
like to me, if it has a sing-along song for
Right,
Christmas,
right.
that automatically makes it. Even if the Rocky montage had a Christmas song playing, boom, ho ho ho, immediately for me. Like that is a non-negotiable thing.
Right. If
The first Harry
Mariah
Potter.
Carey
If
appeared
Mariah
in the
Carey is
movie-
in the movie at all,
I was like, I mean, they kidnap Santa Claus in the movie. It doesn't get more Christmassy than that.
that's what Christmas is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's about
Kidnapping
getting
Santa
what's
Claus.
yours.
Kidnapping the Sandy Claus.
Yeah. So, Nightmare Before Christmas, Ho Ho Ho, right before Die Hard.
Absolutely.
So the next on the list, even though Christmas takes place in pretty much, I think, all of the movies, I felt like this one was probably the most notable. So it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone if you're
Which
not
side of the
from
ocean
the
you're
UK.
I'm trying to picture the Christmas references in this. I mean, like the whole thing is like Christmas themed when they come into the Great Hall when they like first get there or
There's
something.
there's
Well,
one
yeah,
scene
and
on
he-
Christmas, yeah.
Halfway through the movie.
Well, yeah, he gets the cloak of invisibility on Christmas.
and then then he
yeah,
sneaks
okay.
around the chamber. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
the Harry Potter series in general is a great like winter / holiday season run of movies to watch, and I think particular with the first one,
Yeah.
with it being children, really kid based, but it's like world building and like start of a franchise and stuff, and it's like accessible for someone of any age. So I think, in all honesty, it's a really good
Mhm.
Christmas movie. Maybe not the most Christmas out of here. Probably it does have like a good like maybe 20-minute chunk of the movie that does take place during Christmas, and then overall it
Maybe
takes
one
place-
hoe or two hoes.
yeah, somewhere in there. I think as far as like impact of cinema and like as something rewatchable goes, I'd put it as a ho ho. But I could understand if we want to settle on ho.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Is I feel like it's a whole like it does have like actual Christmas, like, and then even if you wanted to even go further, like in the other series of movies, like they also take place like have Christmas in them and stuff.
Yeah,
Usually,
I feel
at
like
some
we're
point and
ranking
stuff,
the
so.
franchise almost more than this individual movie.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
Well, and it's like if even the rank the first Harry Potter movie, I mean, still holds up. and is great.
So
Like
for me though, I know that this debate has popped up where people say Harry Potter is a Christmas movie, and I strongly disagree. I love Harry Potter. Don't get me wrong, but I do not think that the movies hinge in any way, shape, or form on the holiday of Christmas, and you could remove any like situation that is Christmas, and the movie would still exist 100%. So I actually don't think these are Christmas movies. Personally.
How's he
They're
going to get
movies
the
that have-
invisibility cloak? His birthday's in the summer before he went to school.
Fucking
Ooh, how many
nerd.
times? How many
whole
times
movie's
does he get shit throughout all these movies? He
He
so
would
many
have got it anyway
presents.
because he's
like,
he still would have wandered around the school, and Dumbledore still would have stalked
it's
him.
not
'cause
like
he's
he
a
got that
creeper.
map on Christmas as a gift. You know, the do bad deeds map.
We're talking about the
Yeah.
first one here. Just the first
I,
one.
I'm just saying. For me, it's a hoe.
Okay,
because I
that's
agree that
fine.
there-
That's
there's
what we were
good
saying. We were
Christmas,
down with
but-
a hoe the whole time.
But I don't think. I don't think. I don't.
We're all
Yeah,
done with
no.
hoe here.
You
We're all
heard
done
it
with
here
hoe.
first. Nothing to Play podcast. Down with the hoe.
Down with those.
I just don't think. I just don't think they're Christmas movies, personally.
I wouldn't have thought of this movie when I'm thinking of like a list of Christmas movies, but I think Tanner makes good points about all the Christmas references in this one. So I don't know.
See,
I'm fine with
I-
either ho ho or ho.
See, I've never considered them a Christmas movie, but I have considered them like a good, nice, wintry type.
Mhm.
It's
movie.
like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings.
And
Great
sometimes
series
it's hard
to
to
watch
separate those
around
two
that
things.
time. But
Lord of the Rings.
I don't know about Lord
But
of the
yeah,
Rings.
There's lots of snow. It's got
I
lots of
agree that
snow.
it's not a lot
Or
of
does Rotten
Christmas. I agree that it's not a lot of Christmas, but that's why I said let's do ho. But if it did have more Christmas elements to it, it would be a ho ho.
Yeah,
Like-
it sounds
Alright.
like a hoe.
Yeah, I'm fine putting it in hoe for right now. And like I said, there's chance it could move up. You know, you never
Harry's
know.
a hoe
I mean,
for show. Yeah.
I mean, the next movie might give it a run for its money, and that's Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I've never seen.
I
this.
I don't
never-
think I've even.
I
seen
know
it.
that I have seen it. I don't remember a lick of it, except
The
for
only thing I have for this is the Alvin and the Chipmunks version of "I'll Be Home for Christmas." That's
Oh my God, no! Are you
Oh,
telling me that we
boy.
have to put it high?
No,
I
no.
mean,
Do they
they're
sing
not
that
putting
in
it
the
high,
movie?
but
That's the
it
only-
is Christmas.
Yeah, that's the only reason. it
Is
would
that in
not
the
be-
movie though, or that song existed before
Yeah.
that, right?
I'm sure
Well,
it's
yeah,
in the
but they
movie.
capitalized on it.
Did they use it in the movie?
probably.
I believe so.
I don't
Troy's gonna have
know.
to
I
go
didn't see
look.
it.
I
don't
just
think I saw
remember
it.
that Jason Lee was in those movies. He starred as their dad,
Yeah.
and then fucking
Yeah.
what's his face? David Cross from Arrested Development was like the villain in the first like 3 movies, and he hated it so much. But after he did the first one, he was contractually obligated to do the second 2, and all he did was just talk
my
major
God.
shit about them and just hate his life while
Oh
it was
my
making
God.
film.
So there is the song is in the first movie, or the movie that is on here, that is the 2007 version, does have the "Don't Be Late for Christmas" or whatever the song is. But I found out that there is a Chipmunk Christmas movie, like an actual movie that is a Christmas movie starring the Chipmunk. So it's weird that this movie's on the list when there is an actual Christmas movie.
Yeah,
Is
It's
that
like
the
having
live
Bambi
action
on the
ones?
list instead of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
right.
Well, it's because this list was supposed to be movies that had Christmas in it. If I
aren't
wanted to pick
Christmas movies.
straight up Christmas movies, then Grumpy Cat would have
Yeah.
been on here. But,
oh my God.
but no.
All right, we're spending
I
too
was
much
like,
time
you're
on
right, on
Alvin.
34th
This
Street.
pod's already an hour in. Let's go to.
It has a Christmas song in it. It's exactly one
Damn,
ho.
it does have a
Uh,
Christmas song in it. Oh man,
But it's
does
not good.
What's the context? Did they just throw it in the
it
credits, or
it
is it
looks
in
like
there
they
because
just throw
Christmas
it in
happens?
for basically no reason. Like the scene looks like
Like,
it's not. Yeah, it looks like they.
does
just
it take
put
place
in
at
for
all
no
during
reason.
Christmas? Like, does Christmas actually occur during the story?
I mean, and I would assume that's why they're playing the song.
Yeah,
It wouldn't make any sense for it to come out in like September and then it just has the Christmas song in it.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't feel like I have a horse in the race here.
It's awful. I know that much. I've never watched it, but I know it's awful. But if we're going based off of Troy's criteria for is it a Christmas movie?
yeah. I have
because
to.
it
I
has a
have to
Christmas
live
song
by
in
my
it.
own rules. For me, it's a ho ho ho.
No,
What?
no.
I am
Well,
being outvoted.
all the way
I
to
just
the
have to
This
live
is a
up to my
democratic
own-
decision, so we got to average it
Yeah.
out. And I vote Christmas
Yeah.
piss.
See, I'm meeting in the middle, trying to appease both. Like, it does have Christmas elements in it, but in terms of quality, I was thinking Ho behind Harry Potter. Like, I don't know if I could wholeheartedly put it before Harry Potter, even in the same
All right,
category as
so
Catch
hold on.
Me If
I
You
do
Can.
have a really actually.
Oh,
right.
okay.
It's a hoe.
Oh no!
Okay.
All right, it's a hoe, I guess, or an eh.
Yeah.
Right next to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Whatever.
As
Yeah.
all
I'm
things
just
should
done
be.
talking about this
Put it
fucking
after-
movie.
after
Just
Harry
put it where you want it, and let's move on.
All right, it's going in Ho for right now, and I'm it's a surprise to everybody. I think it's as high up there as it is.
I don't agree with it, but I'll take
Okay.
it.
But next up is one that I know everyone's going to be clamoring for, and that's Batman Returns.
Love Batman Returns.
Yeah.
I say
Batman
ho, ho, ho.
Returns is a
There's
weird one
Christmas
where
all
it's
over
like
this
for the
movie.
longest time I thought it was terrible because of how much it goes against comics. Oh, we lost Troy.
God
Oh.
damn it.
Oh,
His computer blue screen. He just messaged us.
shit.
Oh.
Jesus.
I guess he'll be back.
Um,
He'll be back.
I guess I'll ramble about Batman
I think-
Returns for a bit, or what? What were you gonna say, Matt?
Tell us about the comics. I don't know any of this.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Well,
Yeah.
I just know how much Troy would probably contribute to some of these comments, but anyway, when I was growing up, I had this movie on VHS, and it's probably the one I watched the most because I didn't have the original Tim Burton one,
Same.
and so I watched this one a lot. But it's like really fucking dark and like gross and
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
And so like there was a long period of time where I thought it was terrible because like it really goes against the comics and stuff. Because like Batman straight up like murks people in this movie. He like sets them on fire and puts like bombs on them and watches them explode and shit.
That's right.
So I was like, damn it, that's not my
Yeah.
Batman. But then the more I got older and the more I'd rewatch it as like maybe a Christmas movie or just in general for being something different, I was like, wow, this is actually a really good movie. Like it's like it really
Yeah.
torpedoed the franchise for Warner Brothers because they released this in the summer of 1992, even though it's obviously a Christmas movie. But they released it in the summer because it's Batman, and it's like the sequel to, at the time,
Mhm.
the largest grossing movie of all time. And then kids were terrified of that movie because he's like eating fish raw and stuff. And there's all this
Oh,
sexual
yeah,
shit
totally.
with Catwoman, and they're like, you know, tasing people to death. And like, it's just really, really, really dark and violent and like lots of horror elements and stuff. And kids were terrified. Warner Bros. Was furious and they were like upset with the product that they gave. So Tim Burton was working on a third movie, and they're like, hey, Tim, no thanks. Like then they asked him to step away from the franchise, and then they went the Joel Schumacher route and made Batman Forever, which,
Yeah.
as you recall, is extremely colorful and cartoony and stuff because they wanted to go
Oh, yeah.
the complete total opposite of what Tim Burton just did with Batman Returns.
Yeah.
But for me, I love this one. It'd be either a ho 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 or a ho ho, depending on how the collective feels about it.
Yeah, I would happily put it in ho ho ho. It's probably my favorite Batman movie, and I absolutely think it's a solid Christmas movie. There's Christmas all over the place. Like
100%
Penguin coming
takes
out of
place at Christmas.
boxes
The whole
and-
movie and like
Oh, yeah.
every
Yeah,
set decoration, everything. It's like a wonderful Christmas movie.
Yeah, totally.
But is it above Die Hard?
I would put it above Die Hard.
It's
But before Nightmare?
Maybe before Nightmare, because Nightmare is very like about Christmas.
I don't know which order I would put those three. I love them all. I watch them all
That
like
is close,
basically
actually.
each year for Christmas.
Yeah, that is close. Nightmare Before Christmas is my go-to, like we were saying before, Halloween and Christmas movie. I don't like. I haven't rewatched Batman Returns in a long time, actually, but it is certainly one that I think of when I think of Christmas movies. I would say Nightmare first, and then Batman.
For me,
I
I
would say
associate Nightmare more with Halloween, or I think maybe it's just because I watch it at Halloween. It's so close to Christmas that I usually just watch it for Halloween.
Mhm.
But yeah, I could see it's hard to rank things above that. It's such a classic. And I don't know if I would
Yeah,
put
I
it before
was
or
like-
after Die Hard because I love them both so much, and they're both action movies. So I don't know.
I was like, I know Troy, God rest his soul. He'll be with us soon. I know he would rank it high up too. So I'm thinking this one's gonna end up in ho ho ho. I figure for right now we can just put it in between Nightmare Before Christmas and Die
Do
Hard.
you guys have any
That seems
thoughts
to
on
be like,
Batman Returns? Do you like the movie?
I
It's
mean,
been a long time since I've seen it.
it's also it's probably been shorter for me than it has Matt since I've seen it, but it's definitely like out of the original 3 Batman movies, I feel like it's probably like the most like has the most like positive elements going for it. I mean, Batman Forever, you know, like has its moments and stuff, but it's also like really cheesy like at times and stuff, since they did go like the super colorful route and like whatever, where I do like the darker undertones and stuff of Returns. So
Speaking of classics, we've got Gremlins coming up next.
that is a class, and that does start out, you know, around Christmas.
I don't have much memory.
It's
of
been a
this
long
movie.
time
I
since
saw it a
I've
couple
seen
times, probably when
Gremlins
I was a
too,
kid.
but like I do
Yeah.
know that it's like it's definitely, at least the last time I saw it, which was a long time ago, is like good quality as far as a kid goes, and then like I got the nostalgia factor, of course, but it has been a hot minute since I've seen Gremlins, but I do know it does relate to Christmas. So it's too foggy for me to recall much of it. But Matt, why don't you tell us more about Gremlins and where it should be?
I have no idea because I'm in the same boat as everyone else.
Oh,
So,
okay. What about you? What about you?
Has anybody seen this movie?
Has anybody
recently?
seen this movie in the last 10
I don't-
years? Because I haven't.
Probably
No.
not.
but based off of Justin's description, it does take place during Christmas.
I
Yeah.
don't remember the Christmas in it.
Well, because the whole beginning part
Is it is the gremlin a Christmas gift? Is that what it is?
Well, that's what he goes into a shop at he's shopping for Christmas presents like at the
Okay,
very
yeah.
beginning of the movie, and that's when he stumbles into the shop
yeah.
and ends up buying the gremlin. So
Okay.
it's like the whole start of the movie is around Christmas.
I would put it at Ho.
Does anybody know if Christmas like occurs any later in the movie? Like, is it just the initial setup and then there's no more Christmas after that because we've moved on to the rest of the year?
I assume that's probably how the movie goes. It has been forever, and I don't remember it being Christmas the entire time.
Yeah, I don't recall.
I mean, Troy was our honorary looker-upper, and
When he
it
comes
cost
back,
him
he's just going to have to
everything.
do a rapid fire of like his opinions on
Yeah.
everything we skipped.
Just mess up our
'Cause I
whole
would have
list.
really loved to hear his
Uh,
opinion on Batman Returns.
Well, I'm sure he's just gonna be. It's just great. So anyway,
You never know. He
he's gonna
throws a
inject-
curveball at you every once in a while. We'll see.
Well,
So
Gremlins to me sounds like maybe an A, because like you like Justin, you make a good point. Like if the initial setup is Christmas, okay, fine, that gives it a solid point. But then also to Troy's point, like I don't know if there's any Christmas songs in it, so maybe it doesn't qualify.
And that's
as a
another
ho.
one too that people also often associate with Halloween.
I would.
Mm.
I'd say bumping it down to A would be fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll put it in F right now, since I
Let's
feel
put it
like
at the
honestly,
front of
like
A. Yeah.
okay, like because looking at it next to Edward Scissorhands, they both kind of have the same thing where it's like Christmas is in it briefly,
Yeah,
but it's
right.
not really a Christmas movie. So I feel like that's a appropriate spot for it for right now.
Home Alone. I think that's
This is
100%
gonna be
a
a good
Christmas
one.
movie.
I mean, that
It is 100%
radiates
Christmas movie.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes place all during Christmas, like the
Yeah.
lead up before Christmas when they're like all getting ready for the holiday, and then they're
This
getting
is
ready
like
to
the
travel,
one,
and then
like-
Christmas happens during.
This
the
is the
movie.
one like definitive like Christmas movie. Like it's like no question.
It's like the quintessential Christmas.
There's no
movie.
question it's a
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Yeah, and it's still really good, and it still holds up really well.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal" is like the tagline of the movie. So
As
It has
far as
Christmas
like how
music
do
and-
you feel about the movie? Because here's my opinion on it. Like, of course, absolute favorite as a child, but then like the older I get, and I space it out, every few years or so I'll give it a watch. But every time I rewatch it for the first time in a long time, like I like it less and less. and like I just
You're like, what the fuck is wrong with these parents? How did this
well,
happen
worse,
in the first
like
place?
Kevin is just an awful fucking child, and like I
Yeah,
understand
he's kind of
he's
a shitty-
terrible. Like everybody's terrible in those movies, but like, and then it's just like
Yeah.
a lot of the comedy and stuff is kind of worn down for me. So like every time I rewatch it, I like
Sure.
it less. So like if you'd asked me like 5 years ago, I'd probably rank it pretty high. Now I'd probably give it, just because it is a Christmas movie, like maybe a ho ho, because it definitely hits every like Christmas box. That's for damn sure. And it's like the nostalgia factor.
I strongly feel like it has to be in Ho 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 because it's like there's almost no other movie on here that can
Yeah.
like dethrone it as being such a solid Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
to be
think it
fair,
has
it's
to
the
be
only
at the top. It's just a
legitimate
matter of,
full
like,
on
where it's
Christmas movie included in this list. So,
Yeah,
Well, we haven't gotten to Jack Frost
Oh,
yet.
right.
Let's save those opinions till we get to there. But no, I mean Home Alone out. I actually just rewatched it recently with the release of the new Home Alone movie on Disney Plus.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Like that one's a trip. But like out of all the Home Alone movies, I definitely like the first two are always regarded as like the best, and then everything else is kind of just the dog shit that trickles afterward. But even between the first two, I really like the first one more
Yeah,
than the second
definitely.
one.
Oh god, yeah. I barely remember the
second
second
one's
one.
got Donald
Just remember
Trump
the
in
bird
it.
lady.
Yeah, your former
jeez.
president is in
And
that
Rob
movie.
Schneider.
There's a good reason to forget about it. And
And
Tim
Tim
Curry,
Curry.
right? Wasn't Tim Curry like the hotel?
Yeah,
maitre
and
d' or
Rob
something?
Schneider's the bellboy. That's his like assistant.
Oh,
Yeah, where he's like, "Here's a tip." So I mean, I'm thinking ho ho ho. Like everyone has said, it's pretty much a quintessential Christmas movie. So I feel like not putting in ho
Yeah,
ho ho would be doing it
I
a
accept
disservice.
I
yeah,
just don't know ranking wise, because I mean it could go up or down based off of quality versus yes, it's very Christmas.
I think the very Christmas like outweighs some of the quality issues with this one.
So I still wouldn't put it above Nightmare.
No, I
Well,
would
no.
put it, if it's me, I would put it between Batman Returns and Die Hard. It's more Christmas than Die Hard.
Okay.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah, we'll do that for right now. So we got Nightmare, Batman Returns, Home Alone, and then Die Hard and ho ho ho.
Yeah,
All
that sounds
right.
good to me.
And
So
then we got Iron Man 3.
Ah, yes, the
Saw it
Marvel's
once.
favorite Christmas movie.
I do remember there being Christmas there.
I have also only seen it once. I saw it once in theaters and then never watched it again.
I've seen this.
Which it's a shame.
I really
I've
liked
seen it
it.
several times. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I think like the comic dweebs just get pissy about Mandarin, and like the villain is like weak, but I think it's a entertaining movie. I think it's got good concepts. It's got good Christmas elements.
I really liked
And-
what they did with Tony, taking away all of
Yes.
his stuff for a while and making him figure things out on his own.
And it was very, because I
that's
mean,
always
obviously
great.
it is a Shane Black movie. It did feel very Lethal Weapon-y, like in that movie when he's going around without the suit, in his
Yeah.
relationship with Rhodey and stuff. So like, I'd put it at
and the
I'd put
kid
it
and
as a
everything.
solid ho.
Yeah, I'd say so. Above Alvin and the Chipmunks, for sure.
Yeah, let's go above Alvin.
Yeah, and it's a shame Troy's not here to talk about it
Oh.
because recently
Oh.
he's
Hey!
back.
Speak of the devil.
Hey,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long this lasts.
tis the season over here.
I basically restarted my computer while it was in a blue screen, and yeah, so
Jeez.
it blue screened like earlier this week, and I thought, oh, maybe that's fine. But
It'll
that's
be
normal.
fine. It'll be okay.
Well, we need
to Yeah, catch so I Troy have up another- with I have what a- we've
been discussing.
yeah. Oh yeah, here. Where are we at on the
So
The list.
so if you're just now catching up like Troy, I was like the rankings so far in ho ho ho. We have Nightmare Before Christmas, Batman Returns, Home Alone, Die Hard. Ho Ho is still just Catch Me If You Can. Ho is now Harry Potter. We were just discussing Iron Man 3, and that was so far it looked like that was ending up as Ho. And then Alvin and the Chipmunks, And then we have Gremlins and Edward Scissorhands. And then Christmas Tree Piss or Kwanzaa, your preference, is Ghostbusters 2 and Rocky 4.
All right. I have some opinions on some.
Yeah,
of these,
no.
but I'll
Hit
wait
us
till
with
the
them.
end.
We want to rapid fire.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
all right.
So let's hear. Let's hear your opinion on Batman Returns, since Tanner was very
Uh,
eager to hear your thoughts on this.
Oh, I love Batman Returns, and actually, I rewatched it last year for Christmas, and I was like, yeah, this is absolutely a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole plot takes place around Christmas. There's the whole theme of the Penguin, and like, you know, on Christmas being abandoned by his family. So completely agree with that. I probably would put Die Hard still better than Batman Returns, in my opinion.
Well, we could do the ordering at the end.
Yeah. And Home Alone, yeah, of course. Alvin and Chipmunks, I still am gonna vote for it to be a ho-ho. Even though I don't think I've ever even seen this movie. But because I have to stick to my guns, it is very much a Christmas movie. And it has a song in it. Iron Man 3, honestly, I like Iron Man 3. I actually do, as a movie, love it. But it has nothing to do with Christmas. So I actually would put that down to an Gremlins, I don't even
Takes
remember.
place around
So
Christmas. It's got Christmas elements.
Yeah, I'm gonna back out of that one, as I really don't.
That
remember
was the same
I
for
remember
all of
the
us.
second
None of
one
us
a
could
lot.
remember Gremlins.
Yeah.
We
I
have
remember
all,
the second one a lot more than the first one.
we have all watched Gremlins, but none of us remember it whatsoever.
Yeah, and I know that other people consider it a Christmas movie, so like, yeah, and I think I'm caught up now.
All right, so the best one on the list.
So then are we? So for Iron Man 3, then are we settled on Ho? Or are
I
we
vote
dropping it down?
Ho.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
All right. So we got that bad boy in Ho. Next up, another Christmas spectacular here, Jack Frost. If you've never seen it, you know it's basically Frosty the Snowman, but replace a corncob pipe with a car accident and a button nose with a soul of a dead father inhabiting a snowman, and you got
Not
yourself
just any
a Christmas
father. It's
movie.
Michael Keaton, who's a harmonica player
Yeah.
in a band.
Of course.
I haven't watched
Naturally.
this fucking movie in like probably like 15 years, and when I did, I watched it ironically. Like me and Travis watched it on VHS just to rip it apart and make fun of it. But yeah, it's very, I guess, Christmas oriented for sure, but it's also a dreadful film and probably the worst thing on Michael Keaton's IMDb.
Oh man.
So it is a
It's
Christmas
definitely
movie,
a Christmas
so it goes
movie.
straight to
Yeah.
And doesn't he sing with the
Oh, yeah.
harmonica? He
Yeah.
does have.
Oh yeah.
a
So
song.
Michael Keaton
Does he sing
sings.
a Christmas song?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll look at. Does
Uh,
Michael?
This would be a ho ho for me.
Please
Troy's
do
like,
look it
this
up.
is gonna make or break whether this goes in ho 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 or
Yeah.
ho
Yeah,
ho.
if Michael Keaton sings a
is the
Christmas,
Christmas
song, then we're
song.
fucked. Then it's like, what
Well,
else do we do?
it's very clearly a Christmas
yeah,
movie, though.
it
I mean,
really is,
obviously.
but it's also
It's just the
very
quality
clearly
is
a
the thing that's in
terrible,
question
terrible,
here.
terrible
right. Well, just for the record, I have not seen any of these last three, so I don't know how much I can
Oh,
contribute
what?
here. Yeah.
I've seen the very last one.
I need to see Shazam. I want to see it. I just never got around to it.
All right. Well, so for Jack Frost, I'm gonna put in Ho, just as
All right.
it is a bad movie.
I
but
brace
it's a
yourself
Christmas
though
movie.
before we move on. Michael Keaton in the movie does sing Frosty the Snowman in a harmonica
Oh.
jazz infused version
Oh
of the
my
song.
God. Oh man. All right, it's ho ho for me.
Yeah, I was like, it has to go behind Catch Me If You Can. now.
That
You mean
I
That's
can't
fine,
tell
that's
you
fine,
how
but
much of a
The
poor
Christmas
ta-
elements give it.
I can't tell you how
points.
much of a poor taste that puts in my mouth, but it's so bad. Like, isn't the Christmas element not enough to put it up in the ho ho category?
But the heart of
Now-
Christmas is family, which is what the movie's
All
about.
right,
Yeah,
then you can
so
sit down
here's
and watch
my-
Jack
my-
Frost. Then,
actually-
if you're willing to give
I'll
it,
do it.
All right, you tell me how it is.
After this, Justin, you need to watch all of the movies on the list. After
Or maybe
doing this.
I'll finally
I
start my
legit almost
podcast,
wrote
which
to
is
leave it
themed
off
around
the list.
watching bad old movies. And Justin, you can watch Jack Frost.
Hey,
And
Yeah.
review
there
it.
you
Yeah,
go.
episode 1. That's what we're gonna do.
And
is
have
we're gonna
to
watch
launch
Jack
my new
Frost.
podcast within the next week before Christmas.
You know, quick side note about watching bad movies on purpose. That is something that I used to do with my stepbrother years ago, and I really miss that. Like going to a rental store and just finding something you never heard of that looks terrible and renting it just so you can sit there and laugh
Yep.
at it. That is
That's
a ton
one
of
of
fun.
my favorites. Okay, so
So then.
go ahead.
No, you
Yeah.
go. No, you go.
Yeah.
Somebody
Miss-
raise their hand.
No one raised their hand. No, Matt doesn't need to raise his hand. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is
Wait,
the
hold on.
next
Where are
one.
we putting Jack Frost?
I put it under Ho Ho behind Catch Me If You Can because it has a Christmas song. Like
I almost
Very
feel like
Christmas
it doesn't deserve to be on this list at all. Because
I
the
mean-
whole point of the list is that it's alternative Christmas movies, and then you picked one legitimate
and Home
Christmas
Alone.
movie.
Well, you
Yeah, but-
Oh yeah, and
I
Home
did
Alone, yeah.
put, but see, that's the thing is Jack Frost and Home Alone were the ringer movies that were more Christmas movies than like anything else to help solidify the list as being Christmas movies.
Because I'll tell you,
Because without them, you wouldn't know it's a
because
Christmas
I'll tell you one thing.
list.
I don't remember a fucking thing about Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I haven't seen it since it came out in like 2003 to 5-ish range, and I don't have any idea what Christmas is about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna ditto what Tanner said. I remember liking the movie 20 years ago when it came out. Haven't watched it since.
Matt, you have something to say?
I've never seen the movie.
I've never
I
seen
have-
the movie, but Angelina Jolie's in it and she's hot.
I was
so
gonna
I
say
think
Brad
it's,
Pitt's
like,
in it.
yeah. Yeah, and he's
And
hot
he's
too.
hot,
so
so-
there you go.
I will give you one anecdote. So I'm married, right? And apparently, a lot of people who don't live in America, when they hear the name Smith, directly think about this movie. Apparently, like it's a cultural stereotype that everyone assumes someone named Smith is an American.
Is what, an
secret agent.
assassin?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a requirement that if your last name is Smith, you have to watch both Mr. and Mrs. Smith and The
There's
Matrix. Like, there's
It's
no.
going-
There's a
getting
lot of
around it.
fucking secret
going-
agents out there than Smith.
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Does that mean Will Smith is actually a secret agent?
Yes.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, that's why his family had to leave him.
Yeah.
That's why he was so good at Men in Black.
Yeah.
Naturally.
It's going
yeah,
in Christmas piss.
It's for me. I don't remember it being Christmas. I remember there being the Christmas mall shootout.
Okay, well, never mind. It's going in
but yeah, I'll put it.
I was like, speaking of, so that is going in and then speaking of Christmas mall shootouts, Shazam
Ooh.
is on here as our last movie, which, you know, also involved the mall on Christmas and a fight happening in the mall.
I would put this in ho ho, like hi ho ho, because the whole theme of the movie is Christmassy.
I agree. I don't think it's as. I'd say Catch Me If You Can is more Christmas than Shazam.
Yeah, I would say Ho. I love it. It might be one of my favorite DC movies, but really, like, it doesn't need to take place at like you remove the Christmas mall and you can remove Santa and
You
all
can say that
stuff,
about all these movies.
and it's still the same. No, you can't. No, that was literally the thing about.
If you take
like,
away
Die
the
Hard,
beginning, the middle,
was
and
if
the
you take
end, I
away
mean,
the aspects of Christmas, the movie can't happen. You take away the aspects of Christmas, Shazam could 100% happen. You know, like
You're
That's what I'm
right,
saying.
but also like the whole theme of the movie is about family and finding family
and the gift of freedom.
and the gift of freedom. Absolutely.
I'm sticking with Ho Ho for
For a guy.
myself.
So we got Ho Ho. I mean, I'm fine putting it in Ho Ho.
Go around the board.
I-
What does
I-
everybody think?
Yeah,
I don't have an opinion.
Brandon hasn't seen it.
yeah. So Brandon by
All right.
default.
Well, Matt, what's your opinion?
I think it goes in ho ho.
Justin.
All right, so ho then.
See, my thing is like I'm down for putting it in ho ho. I would put it I'll do you a solid. I will put it before Jack Frost, but I don't think I can put it before Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah,
I can't believe that Jack
All right.
Frost is in ho ho.
Okay, so it's in the middle.
Yeah. So the list as it stands right now, if you're just now tuning in at home, is in Ho Ho Ho, Nightmare Before Christmas, Batman Returns, Home Alone, Die Hard. Ho Ho is Catch Me If You Can, Shazam, Jack Frost. Just one ho is Harry Potter, Iron Man 3, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Is Gremlins, Edward Scissorhands, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and then in Christmas Tree Piss Kwanzaa, we got Ghostbusters 2 and Rocky 4.
Is this the part where we can mention movies that weren't included in this list that should be?
Yeah,
Sure.
Honorable
Yes,
mention.
and then if you have any disputes as to where anything is on the list now is the time to speak.
I mean, I
your
think
piece
this
on
list
it.
is so fucked up.
Well, I would start with like basically almost the entire filmography of Shane Black could be included in here, but in my particular favorite of his is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
See, I already knew Tanner's fucking filmy ass was gonna say it.
I was gonna say Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
When we were making the
Yeah, I knew you were gonna
when we
say
were
it.
making the list, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang almost made it onto
It's
the
so
list.
fucking
but I
good,
knew
and
that
it's
would
very
probably-
Christmassy. It's the whole thing takes place on Christmas, and it's the movie that is responsible for Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man. But it's very, very, very good, very Christmassy. I would definitely include that, and then of course, going way back in the day for Shane Black, Lethal Weapon is a great.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon did not make it on
Lethal
the
Weapon,
list.
definitely Christmas movie, and also a great action film.
Like, yeah.
And then my last suggestion would have been Krampus. Like Krampus is a
Oh, the
Yeah.
Krampus.
Oh, I never saw the horror
never saw that
movie.
one, right?
yeah.
right?
That's from I can't remember the name of the filmmaker, but he's the same guy who made Trick or Treat, which is a great Halloween anthology movie. If you've seen that, I love that one. That's a classic Halloween one for me. I guess he's like the holiday guy. I think he made one of the recent Godzilla movies too. Not the Kong one, but one of the other ones. Anyway, those were my 2 cents, but they would have, or particularly Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Lethal Weapon would have been pretty high up there for me if they were included.
You know what's an obvious Christmas movie that maybe is not one that people think of as a Christmas classic that I think could have fit on this list is Jingle All the Way, the Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yes, I was 100%.
I noted that
might be one of
movie,
my
but then
favorite
I was
Christmas
like, well, that
movies of
is
all
a
time.
Christmas movie. That's like just a straight.
Yeah,
up
that's
totally
pretty.
is.
That was like on the nose.
But here's the
for-
thing: the reason
totally
why
is.
it fits and it's like an alternative
Because
Christmas
it's terrible?
movie is it really like? Well, no, it's amazing. All right, first of all,
Funny.
but it's not like your traditional Christmas movie where like there's no Santa Claus, there's no magic or anything. It's just
kind of like the opposite of the spirit of Christmas. It's these couple of guys just trying to buy a gift and like going to great lengths to fuck each other over.
Which-
It's
Which,
kind of the opposite of what
because
Christmas is about.
everybody's always trying to capture '90s kids nostalgia. You can actually buy Turbo Man action figures now at Walmart
Right.
and on Amazon.
That's great. That's awesome.
The only other movie. The only other movie I would have put on the list is Trading Places.
Oh yeah, Trading
with
Places, Eddie
Dan
Murphy,
Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy.
that's a good one.
As it does sort of fit also where it's like not really a Christmas movie classic, but it is a Christmas movie to me.
Oh, did you guys see the Daddy's Home movies? At least one of those was a Christmas movie. I think it was the second one, like has a big Christmas
I did not.
presence. They are very funny. They were actually really good movies.
I was like, Matt, was there any Christmas movie that you would have added to the list?
I don't think so, considering you and me made this list. So I can't
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head, honestly.
Yeah, I already went on record and said if I had to add one, I would have added the Grumpy Cat Christmas, but nobody's seen that one. So
No.
You would have
But-
been the only person commenting.
The Star Wars Holiday Special,
about how good it is.
Oh my god!
I guess.
if you could find it.
That would have been.
How about
Christmas
Empire
movie.
Strikes Back? There's a lot of snow. In the
Oh, there you
beginning.
go.
That's a Christmas
It's got
movie,
snow
right?
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
man,
there was a Christmas
You could-
song, it would have popped it up to the top of the chart.
Yeah.
You could throw Hawkeye on here now.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
There's
but
a lot of
this
Christmas
is-
music.
It's not a
Movies,
movie,
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we
I'm
were
looking up like alternative Christmas movies, and some of the stuff that we've said was on there, but someone put 12 Monkeys on it. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie.
have.
I've
Yeah,
seen
long time
12
ago.
Monkeys. I don't know how
Apparently,
that's...
when Bruce Willis is in the past, it is all during Christmas, and he like goes to a mall and does Christmas stuff, and that's Christmas travel is the reason why like the virus spreads on the planes and stuff like that.
Jesus.
But then when he's in the airport, why is he wearing like a tropical shirt? That doesn't make sense for Christmas time.
Well, some people like to go to Hawaii for Christmas. I don't
That's
know.
true.
It is a
That
great
really is
idea. I
fun,
do
too. I
want
don't
to do
remember.
that 1 year. Get away from the fam.
Fly to Hawaii. on
Yeah,
Christmas.
absolutely.
You and
Oh, I thought you were saying unleash a deadly.
that too,
virus
you know.
on the planet.
I'm like, we're already
That's
halfway
true.
there.
Somebody
On his
beat
way
me
to
to
Hawaii.
it. So yeah, I'll
Release the deadly virus
settle
here,
for-
fly to Hawaii, and just let
I'll
it do
settle
its
for
thing.
Christmas in Hawaii. It's fine. All right, so we want to move some shit around, or we want to move over to Secret Santa.
I mean,
I'm down for Secret Santa before my computer dies.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
see
That would be
what's in this
great.
box over here.
I've no joke. This is the longest I've ever like not opened a present like that I've had. Is I've had this thing here for a month, and I'm like, I had to hide it from myself. I'm
It's
not
the-
good at this.
It's the longest Troy hasn't touched a box.
I've had longer
Well,
dry spells.
I'll let the host decide how we do this.
He is married.
yeah, I'm like, so everybody, so now list is complete. Like, if you want to participate too, in the link for the video, I will include the tier maker list. You can, make your own if you agree. If you want to add Lethal Weapon and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang to your version of our Christmas list, you're more than welcome to. So yeah, let's move on to we did Secret Santa this year. We drew names randomly, and everyone got sent their Christmas gifts. The caveat for Secret Santa was we had $50 to work with a $10 buffer, so really $60. It was really 60, but I did 50, and then if it went like slightly over 50 or whatever because of taxes, shipping and handling, what have you, that way you had that like little buffer in the price range there. And everyone now has their gifts. And, I think Troy should go first, since Troy has been the active, most eager person to open his. And the reason we also had to film it today is because Troy's going on a trip. And so today was like one of the few days he actually had time to get to open it. So
Yeah,
And-
in
and
less
his
than a
computer's
week,
gonna die.
yeah,
in
and
less
his
than-
computer's
yeah. In less than a week, I'm going to be driving across the country, so I didn't have time for podcasting while on the road. All right, I have two boxes here. One I know for sure is a Secret Santa, as I had Steph open it. I'm gonna guess that Justin is my Santa, right? I'm guessing at least one of these boxes is something Lego Batman related.
Why are you
Alright.
guessing it's Justin? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I just feel like that's the case. When we were talking about it, and some people were like, "Oh, I haven't sent anything yet," and stuff. I was like, it kind of ruled out.
pieced
You
it
know,
together.
Yeah, I did a little Sherlocking. So I'm gonna open up the first present, and it is
Underwear.
creative 3D visualization lamp. What is this?
It's a Chicago Bears lamp.
Oh, I know what this is. Yeah, and it's a Bears helmet is what it is. So I'm pretty sure it is Justin, since how he just said what it is.
Yes.
All right,
Spoilers.
that's cool. I'll plug that in.
Who's the
at
other
another
gift from, I
time.
wonder?
Yeah. But that's cool, actually. That legitimately cool gift.
Are you wait? Can you
Uh,
hold it up to the camera? I know it's blurry
oh.
right now, but so we can
So
maybe see
like
it.
this is what the box was, and then it's
Yeah.
like
It
it's
got
like one of
worse.
those it's like one of those things where like
I can't see.
I don't know.
it.
It's hard to show what it
it's
is.
hard to,
like-
it's hard to see. So what it is
Yeah.
though, and that's why I chimed in once I realized like the picture of it wasn't on the box, and I was like, oh dude, because he's gonna have to fucking put it together. But it looks like a football helmet, and it has the Chicago Bears crap on the side, and it's like clear though because it lights up and it's like LED and it changes colors and whatever.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I didn't mean to give away that I was Troy's Secret Santa, but I felt I needed to chime in because
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone would be able to recognize whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, I honestly didn't 100% understand it. Oh, fuck, man! How do you open this thing?
Are we
I got
going? Are we
coffee,
going
I
to
got-
reveal that if we were the Secret Santa after the person's
Whoa!
opened this time?
Oh man, he gave me a coffee mug that is the logo for the Homestead Atrocity podcast.
Aww.
Oh,
That's
cool.
amazing.
Awesome.
This might be
Wow.
one of the best gifts I've gotten.
Love that.
So,
That's neat.
pretty.
So
pretty
Justin,
good.
you gotta
Pretty
tell
good.
you have to tell the whole story about what you did.
I'll wait, but I'm waiting for
And
Troy. Yeah,
a T-shirt.
that's what I was
And
waiting
a
for.
T-shirt
Yeah.
of the logo.
Yeah.
This is pretty amazing.
So
All right.
there's one last gift that goes with it, and it's because in order to make your coffee cup in your shirt, I tried to grab your podcast logo, and it
Yeah.
was so small, like that.
It's really shitty. I
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
together in,
it
like,
was
5
really
seconds,
shitty.
yeah.
So what I did was I rebuilt your entire podcast logo from
Oh my
scratch,
God.
and that's what I use. And so
Oh,
that's
wow.
what
I
I'm
thought
also.
it looked better.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I was like, I don't remember it being this crisp.
The real Christmas gift
that's
is you
what
got
I
a better
did.
logo.
Yeah, because I
Yeah, this is
recreated it and
amazing.
spaced everything out. So I'll give you the PNG file. So then in your videos,
Nice.
you can use like the high def, like bigger version of your logo.
This is
Awesome.
That's
legitimately
Aw.
an amazing gift. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I feel
Justin's-
bad for the person that got my stuff.
Justin's like, I had to fucking like make up for that one time Chris gave you.
Yeah,
stuff.
that was the big thing. Was I wanted to make sure that you had a good Secret Santa experience because you got the
This
Loot Crate
honestly,
Christmas.
this is really really cool.
He was the one that was
no
most
joke.
salty in the beginning. I better not get a bunch of crap.
Yeah,
I was.
I was
Maybe a
like,
Loot
I wanted to
Crate,
make sure
you
it was
know?
super good.
That's not
Yeah.
a loot crate.
This is really cool, man. Yeah.
All right, so then I guess we'll work counterclockwise. So then Tanner, you can go next.
Okay. All right, I got 2 boxes of odd shapes here.
Looks like a dragon dildo if I remember.
This first one I have.
So Matt was your person.
This first one I have no guesses on because it just is from Amazon. So,
Wait, so you have to guess who do you think is your Secret Santa?
I honestly have no idea. I have a theory about the other gift because on the label, the other gift says it's coming from a company called Crown Trophy. So I'm not very good at many a thing, so I think it's gonna end up being an ironic like film trophy of some sort. But I feel like any of the 3 could take a dig at me that way, so I'm not sure who it would be. I want to guess off the. I'm gonna guess Troy. We'll see what happens. I might change my opinion depending on what I find inside of these. Well, let's start. Well, since I already gave my theory on the one that I think I might know what it is, I'll start with that one. And then I'll open the other oddly shaped box. But I'm very curious now. Oh, and it looks like I was right as far as what the item is. Oh, man. Yes, it is a mock Oscar type guy with my name on it. That's awesome. It's got good
Very good,
head
very
to it,
good.
too. Like, this is great.
Dude, that's pretty
I
great.
love that. Here.
Going on the desk.
Yeah, there you go.
That's nice.
Dude, he kind of looks
Super
like
cool.
that dude at the beginning of Prometheus who's like
Yes.
naked standing on the edge of the cliff.
And then we'll see what came from Amazon fulfillment here. This might be like a poster because of the box shape. It's a logger, like triangle type
Oh, yeah.
deal.
It's gonna be a poster for Cop Out.
And in fact, it is a poster, but I don't know of what. It's a Justice League.
Man, and now your camera just got super blurry again.
We don't know what it's a
Unfortunately,
poster for
man.
either.
It's a
Yeah.
Justice League themed poster. I can see the logo on the bottom.
Ooh, dude, did you get the Wonder Woman 88 poster?
I only
Oh.
Oh my God.
That'd be icing on the cake.
Quick, you got to show us while the camera is actually not.
Yeah,
blurry.
it's somewhat clear again.
Is this a?
Oh.
So, Yes, particularly it is a Snyder cut poster where it's the Justice League logo on a film reel.
That's
and,
actually pretty
It's got a
cool.
label on it from Snyder. So that's really cool. So it's got to be either Brandon or Matt then. I don't know. I'll go with Matt. It is Brandon.
Why do you think it's one of us?
Because Troy just said that's actually pretty cool. So obviously he didn't get it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's,
My bad.
So it's one of you two. So thank you, Brandon. That's awesome. Very creative.
It was me. Yeah, I'm probably a tough one. Thanks. Yeah, I'm probably a tough one to guess because you guys don't know me as well. But it was also tough for me to shop for you because I don't know you well.
Well, you nailed it.
So like, all I had to go on. Thanks. I'm glad I did. All I had to go on was like, your comments in the Facebook group. I'm like, okay, clearly he's a movie guy. So like the Oscar thing was like the first thing that came into my head. I was like, oh yeah, that'd be a cool thing to get for like a movie.
And
person.
I'm always crying about the
then
Snyder cut and how great
you
it
won't
is.
shut the fuck up about the Snyder cut. So
well, thank you. That's really awesome. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, Maddie Martin.
Oh, sweet. I have 3 boxes. Debatable whether all 3 of them are Secret Santa related. I'll go with the one that I accidentally fucking opened. Which is... I should have brought some scissors.
Let's bite it.
I'm gonna do that. Then I'll have worse teeth than Chris Stevenson.
Dude, that is true. I was like, Chris once went to the dentist and had 16 cavities.
Oh wait, right here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cool.
What is it?
Doctor
Marvel
Doom.
Legends. What is the character?
It's Emperor Doom.
Oh, okay.
So
It's
Super
always
dope.
Doom.
I just based off of that one thing, I want to say it's Troy.
Yeah. The thing is that it's God Emperor Doom, and it has Thanos' skull and spine from when he rips it out of him, which I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's super dope, and it's definitely going up on my bookshelves. So for this one, this big package, I've got... That's really cool. That's a cool comic. So it's a comic book, and it's for the fairy.
Yes. That's awesome.
Dude,
That's
gold.
so good.
That's so great.
Oh, man. Dude, you're gonna have to get that framed and like hang it up on the wall.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's so cool.
You got to get a picture of it with the ferrets.
And then I got what I assume is a T-shirt, which says "Introverted but willing to discuss anti-capitalism."
Matt's like, that wasn't a Secret Santa one. I ordered that myself. And it was,
I love it.
These are really good. Thank you, Troy.
I tried.
All right, Bean Dip.
Me? All right. So I have one box here. So I'm hoping that my Secret Santa person only sent me one box. Otherwise, something got lost. And so I'm down to, it has to be either Matt or Tanner. As we know. Oh, sweet. I love it. So it is Asuka from the Neon Genesis Evangelion remake.
Fancy.
Troy's like, I don't know what that is.
I was like, you lost me. Yeah.
Oh, you don't know Evangelion? Yeah.
I do.
It's an
I know-
anime waifu.
I know it's like one of Brandon's favorite things.
It is. Yes. No, this is a very good like choice. That's awesome. And actually, ironically, I just finally got around to watching the remake because this is the version of her that's specifically just in the newest remake version where they basically recreated the entire anime series from scratch as like a 4-part movie. and they totally changed like a lot of stuff and changed a lot of characters. And this particular look of her with the eye patch and everything is just from the new version. And I finally got around to watching that recently, so this is perfect.
Justin also wanted me to send you a large mason jar with it, but there wasn't enough money left. In
A large mason jar? Why?
To jizz in.
Yeah.
Maybe some tissues, you know?
Yeah, what you have to do is you have to put her in the jar, and then by this time next year, it has to like reach her face.
Jesus, it won't take that long.
It won't take that.
Yeah, no, but I just want to say, yeah, for the record, like I'm not like a huge anime fan. It's really hard for me to get into most animes, but Evangelion's one of like the only ones I really, really love.
Brandon's like, for the record, I need you guys to know I'm not a fucking weeb, but
Yeah.
Tanner's a well-known anime hater, so
yeah.
Well, the problem for me is like Evangelion's the first anime I really ever watched in my memory. And it just like ruined other anime for me because I just thought it was so good and nothing else like compares. So,
All right. So then I'm last, and I have to show, like, I sent it in the group chat, but I love the tag on my gift, which is the picture of Brandon eating the fucking Taco Bell. And you might not be able to see it, but on Brandon's head it says Justin, and then on the burrito it says Nothing to Play Podcast Secret Santa gift. So it's pretty
That's
great.
fantastic.
And the wrapping is also Avengers themed.
Well, thank you.
My guess for my Secret Santa is Tanner.
what? How did you know?
What?
well, no, it's funny because Justin's called this for like even before this podcast happened.
Yeah, and it was just I also did
How
my
could he
detective
not? Because
work
you guys
and stuff
blew
is
the
based
pooch.
on-
You're like, who's got their gifts?
You blew the
And it's like,
pooch!
obviously, I was the one who's like, I haven't sent my shit out. And everybody's like, well, I got mine. And then everybody's like, well, I sent mine. And it's like, well, all you motherfuckers just revealed that you sent your shit out and you got your stuff. So obviously, it's fucking me that has Justin.
Well,
So
if only Tanner had sent his shit on time.
it wasn't my fault. It took like a month to arrive.
All right.
All right, there's a few things in there.
All right.
Sorry if I'm making noise. I'm trying to open my thing.
No, you're fine. I'm like, so let's open this bad boy up. All right.
Troy's been checked out for the last half hour.
No, I'm just trying to make sure that you still get my portion of the podcast if my if I dropped out. Like, so I was trying to figure out how Zencaster saves files.
Yeah, no, I should still have it. So
All right. I was not participating.
So that first item is a T-shirt with the U.S. patent for the original game cartridge on there.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, dude, it's the NES cartridge. I know at first when it was folded, it was just like the patent like sheet to a 10. I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on this? And then I was like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, dude. And he actually got me an extra large.
Yeah, because you totally need that.
Yeah, which was heavily questioned when I put that.
I
was my
needed to make
t-shirt
sure
size
you
there.
weren't fucking with
Were-
me. Like,
Were you being serious? You really
Well,
wanted an
it-
extra large?
I did really want it. It's just because I like lately, like just because I'm so tall, like even with like mediums and
sleep
larges, yeah, medium and larges fit fine. But then when you wash it, it's like sometimes it shrinks and shit.
shrinks a
And it's
little.
like where if it's extra large, it's pretty much guaranteed that no matter how many times I wash it, it will still fit me. So, and then hold on, and then we have, oh dude, this is a hefty indie games book.
Ooh,
And it's got
fancy.
Matt's favorite Hollow Knight on it.
He's the best boy.
He is best boy. And it's a history, artwork, sound design of independent video games.
That's a super dope book.
It was very cool, yeah. Oh, dude,
Look.
it's the Hollow Knight page. So it's very dope. That's awesome. Thank you.
welcome. There's one other small thing in there.
Oh, dude, there it is. I was like, I didn't even
It's
see
a condom, so you never
No,
reproduce.
it's it's a Magic the Gathering pen.
Sorry.
It's the mountain, and it's like it has like
Sweet.
the little. It looks like a little tiny land card that's like the backing for it.
That's
Nice.
It's
That's
very
cool.
cute, and I can put it on my laptop bag with all my other little pens.
I don't know anything about magic,
nice.
so I wasn't sure which element to go with. That one just looked the coolest.
That is fine, dude. Thank you. It looks great. I think for the first Secret Santa, Nothing to Play, I think it went over pretty. I don't think anybody got gypped.
No.
So no one got Loot Crate gifts.
I took my waifu out of her package. So
The jar's on the
looks-
way.
She looks very nice.
Yeah. Did you look?
That is
We'll
a,
be there in time.
that's a
Brand's
good looking fig though.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like sniffing her hair. He's like, it smells just like her.
Yeah, she's quite nice. Thank you.
It's gonna go right in front of that stormtrooper now.
I gotta find a good spot. I don't have any. Like, she's like one of the biggest like statues I have. Like, that stormtrooper is enormous. Yeah, I don't have a lot of like really tall ones.
Brandon's like enormous, like my erection. He's like, ayo.
The wife's gonna come in. What is that? Where did that go?
And
No,
it-
she knows.
She doesn't
See,
care. She
that's
already
why
saw it.
Brandon-
She opened the package.
Yeah, that's why
Oh,
Brandon
yeah.
like did it though, is because he's like, well, I didn't buy it. He's like, someone got it for me for Secret Santa.
It'd be-
Like,
She
it'd
sees
be
my
rude.
Amazon wish list. She knows
Yeah.
what I'm into.
He's like, it'd be rude to not put this in the living room.
Yeah, right.
In the
I
bedroom.
wish. Yeah, exactly. Why is that in here? I ran out of room.
Yeah. Brandon's like, good night, and she's like, night, and he's like, I wasn't talking to
I wasn't
you.
talking to you.
Tanner's gonna find some place to put his award.
I humbly
Yeah.
accept
It needs to go on-
this award on behalf of amateur filmmakers all
myself.
over the world.
Yeah.
I thought about putting a title on there too, like, Tanner Koch film guy, or is it? It's pronounced Coach, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
it?
On this
I'm sorry,
podcast,
Koch.
it's Coach
I'm
specifically.
mispronouncing your name.
Yeah.
Coach. There you
Yeah.
go.
Dude.
I thought about putting like film guy or something like that, like it's like a title, but I was like, that's too corny.
Dude, if you'd put Chaotic Midnight, that would have destroyed me.
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm going to wait and
Night.
see what's involved in these before I make a determination, because I know if it was one of my actual projects on there, I would be getting fucked by one of you two. So I was like, all right, down to Brandon then. Cool. Well, awesome, excellent job.
It looks really good. I'm glad it came
Yeah,
out that good, because the website that I found it, I just did like a Google search and it was one of the first websites I found, and I was like, I don't know anything about this site. It could
Yeah.
be total garbage.
It's got
I
good
hope it's
heft
not
to
like
it too.
crappy.
It's not like plastic.
good.
It's nice.
Awesome.
So when it falls, it's not gonna like immediately shatter into seven pieces.
All right,
But-
I think that was successful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
No disrespect
Before-
to Kwanzaa. Shouts to Kwanzaa. Like, we respect you.
yeah. It is
Too little, too late at this point.
No, I was like, the damage has been done.
Anyone who would
But
still be
It's
listening,
only Troy. I just
is
want it
not.
to be known. Only Troy was using that phrasing, and then the host.
Because I
regards
felt
to-
like starting from Kwanzaa and then switching to Christmas piss, it felt like to me we were calling Kwanzaa like the fucking piss of Christmas. And I was like, I felt worse saying that than just continuing on with the joke that Kwanzaa's the worst. Like,
That is true.
In a
I
box,
do.
there's nothing
Well, I
I can
mean,
do.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
do like.
worse. It's just the least.
No, the worst thing
Christmas.
that you did to this podcast was making Christmas songs a mandatory ho ho, and so Alvin and the Chipmunks
I
and
couldn't
Jack
help it. That's
Frost.
the rule. I still
are,
think
like,
that
way up
the
there.
Chipmunks should be higher on that list, personally. Despite I have to live by a code.
So Jack Frost is right
Like
there
that,
next
man.
to Catch Me If You Can. Steven Spielberg's out there somewhere just sniffing the air like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. But yeah, so thank you everyone for tuning in. We're gonna wrap it up before Troy's computer blue screens again. But
Dude, yeah, I actually have a new tower that I'm gonna set up right after this.
so does that mean, since you have a new tower that you're gonna set up, that technically you have twin towers right now?
Merry Christmas,
No,
everyone.
yeah, all right, boom, we're done. Out of here.
And scene.